Should I go get changed? You're wearing a leather jacket. Now I feel underdressed.
Oh,
Okay. So today's document is about age.
kind of.
Yeah.
Maybe because my other friends call me a teacher's pet
As
because
we
whenever
grow
the
up,
teacher, we have to get, we have to be like an extrovert or socialize with others because we have to get a job, we have to do work with other people.
my
Grandfather, he just sits at the balcony the for the whole day and he just talks with the sabji wala and all those people who are crossing by. What was it? Oh yeah, now I remember. It was the third series of Harry Potter movies, The Prisoner of Azkaban.
Um,
So in that,
Brilliantly explained. Very nice. Okay. I think you got a little overexcited over there for a second, but I don't blame you. I would be
Harry
too.
Potter is a great movie. Harry Potter
Yeah,
is a great
definitely.
series. Hello.
Good evening. How are you? How's it going?
Good evening. I'm doing great. It was a really nice day today.
Great. Should I go get changed? You're wearing a leather jacket. Now I feel underdressed.
Oh, you're looking great.
Okay. No, I was not fishing for a compliment. That is not my intention. I was just trying to compliment your attire. Like you're wearing a leather jacket in a session. Impressive.
Yeah,
Nice.
actually, you know what happened today? Today, all my jackets that I used to wear are left at my grandmother's house because I was there for a few means. I was there today, so that's why all my jackets are there, and only this leather jacket was at this home, and I was feeling so cold that I had to wear this.
Nice. Okay. So you were stuck with this basically. This was the only option.
Yes.
All right. Great. So I always wonder, should I call you Arundhati or should I call you Arundhati?
You can
Like, I
call
all,
me any of them as per your convenience.
okay, I'll call you Arundhati then because that is your
Okay.
actual name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So today's document is about age.
Yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to age, is there anything you would like to tell to, like, let's say your younger brother or your younger sister, someone who's really young? Obviously, they
Um.
might not understand everything you're trying to say, but
Yeah.
like some sort of advice you would like to give them to make sure that they don't repeat the same mistakes that you did, or to give them an edge over other kids in their school or their
Yeah, I would like to say
anything.
this thing that if a teacher tells you that can you do this project or can you do this thing as a voluntary, so never do that because that takes a lot of time and it just distracts you from all your work that you should be doing. So yeah.
So you're saying don't sign up for any extracurricular tasks or projects.
No, means you can sign up for that, for example, any extra classes or any extra activity. But if the teacher says that, can you make this drawing for me? Can you make this painting for the board decoration? So don't do that
Hmm.
because that is very time taking. And I don't know if you're able to see that these papers, all these papers, these are here because I have been doing, I mean, these projects for I think last 5 days. So yeah, that's my
Wow.
advice.
So clearly you are stuck in that situation now. So that is the advice you would give them.
Yeah.
Don't volunteer for like projects that are not mandatory, and
Yeah,
think ahead basically. Don't just say yes for anything just because your teachers asked you to do that.
yeah.
So do you consider yourself to be a teacher's pet?
Kind of, maybe because my other friends call me a teacher's pet because whenever the teacher is leaving the class or the teacher has forgotten something, so I always just raise my hand and say, Mom or Sir, you have forgotten this work. Sir, you haven't given the homework. Sir, you didn't check this work. We had this homework or anything like that.
Okay.
So my friends always call me a teacher's pet. But I usually, I mean, I myself, I personally think that I'm not a teacher's pet.
Hmm. Okay. Good. So let's come up to some questions about age. Okay.
Okay.
Now, in your experience, okay, in your life, whatever you have observed, do you think as people get older, they get more friendlier, or like they become less socially, what do I say, inclined towards socializing basically?
So I think that when we are younger, so we means tend toward like being introvert or being isolated from the society. But as we grow up, we have to get means we have to be like an extrovert or socialize with others, because we have to get a job, we have to do work with other people, our colleagues. So that's why we have to socialize. That's like a mandatory thing that we have to do. And we means many people have a friend circle, so because of that they socialize. So I think that when we get older we start socializing more.
Okay. And what about once you are into your 50s or 60s? Have you seen your grandparents roam around with a lot of friends?
Means no, my grandparents are like always at home. My grandfather, he just sits at the balcony the for the whole day, and he just
On the balcony.
stares, yeah, on the balcony, and he just stares at the empty road which is in front of our house, and in front of their house. And he just talks with the sabji wala and all those people who are crossing by. And my nanny is always means reading a book or learning English or like that. She's always at home, so they do not socialize.
See, so now there are three different phases according to your, experience.
Yeah.
Can you summarize them for me?
Okay, so the first one is like when you are a kid, you're younger, so you don't like to socialize. You tend towards the introvert side, and then the second thing is you get older, then you have to socialize because you get a job and you have many friend circles because of that. And the third category is that when you get in your 60s or 70s, and that time you are like alone at home.
Yeah. So, not that you made any mistake, but I'll just tell you how you can improve that. Okay. Now we can make it like you can talk about it in segments, right? So you can say in
Yeah.
our childhood, this is what we do. We tend to, prioritize spending time with ourselves, being focused on either your studies or your own hobbies. It may or may
Hmm.
not include other people. Like sometimes as kids, we love painting. We just sit at home. We spend time with our parents or our brothers and sisters, and we love
Yeah.
sitting at home. And obviously, this varies from person to person because as a kid, I was the kind that would hate sitting at home. I would love go down. I would love to go down, play with my friends, whether it's any physical activity like any sport.
Hmm.
I was not a very introverted person when I was a kid. Um, when you get older, like somewhere around your anywhere between your 20s to your 40s, you can kind of mention, give them a little
Yeah.
more precise timeline when you're explaining this, right? So
Hmm.
when you're in that sort of bracket, you are forced to kind of socialize to meet your friends. I wouldn't say forced, but you
Hmm.
realize as an adult that okay, this is something that will be beneficial for me. So you
Yeah.
have to meet adults, you have to build network, we have to have a social circle where you can depend on them, you can kind of share your
Hmm.
achievements and setbacks with them. They also help you with it, obviously that's a good thing. Um, and lastly, obviously, once you get to the 50s or 60s, once you're considered an elderly, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Even though you have witnessed life, you've always had friends, you have had a great life, at that age you kind of want to spend time with your family because that is when you prioritize being with your grandchildren, or
Yeah.
because you're done working, you don't need to earn money anymore, you have enough, whether it's in
Hmm.
savings or whatever way. So you're more inclined towards spending time with your family or with your loved ones. And obviously we don't have as much energy as we did back
Yeah.
when we were younger, so we end up staying at home. Our guilty pleasures are waking up early in the morning, going for
Hmm.
walks, right?
Yeah.
Spending time with the grandchildren, whether it's playing with them or teaching them something, sharing stories, watching something with them, right?
Hmm.
So try segment like making segments out of these things. It become easier for you to explain. Plus, make it
Yeah.
descriptive, right?
Okay.
Now, if you want to improve that particular aspect of your English speaking, what you can do is you can start observing people who do this for a living, like commentators, right?
Hmm.
Now, if you look at this is a random example. I don't know if you watch cricket or no, but if you watch a match, the commentator over explains everything. Have
Yeah.
you ever, yeah, see, you have noticed this, right? Now,
Hmm.
the reason he does that is because let's say your TV is not working and you have to watch, like you have to kind of follow the match and you're on a
Hmm.
radio, then it's not over explaining because he's literally explaining everything to you and you don't have to
Yeah.
see the match. You can kind of imagine the match, right?
Hmm.
Now, the same thing goes when you're going to meet a friend, okay, and both of you are going to a place where you don't know, like, it's a very unknown locality. Let's say you're on a call and your friend is like, okay, where are you? It's very difficult to sort of explain it if you've not practiced it enough, but it's very easy
Yeah.
to tell them where you are if you can be descriptive about this, right? So you're
Okay.
like, I'm at this restaurant, it has like a big blue board, it's next to this bus stop, and which side are you coming from? And then they give you some sort of basic
Hmm.
information. Then you can say that, okay, once you cross that big signal, right, there's a crossroad over there. Once you cross it, it's about 100 meters, further ahead from
Yeah.
the signal. So when you become that descriptive, it is good communication because then they don't need to talk that much. It becomes really clear and they can't miss the signals. If they can't just drive by or like they can't just cross you
Hmm.
without actually
Yeah.
noticing that, okay, this is what she was explaining, this is what she was talking about, right? So try to be a
Hmm.
little more descriptive. Not that you're doing anything bad. I'm just trying to give you some pointers on how to
Yeah.
improve it. Okay. So everything else seems good. Um, let's do an exercise about this. Okay.
Okay.
I want you to give me a detailed description. Don't go too much into the detail. Keep it under three
Hmm.
minutes about the last movie you ever saw, last movie or show, anything that you ever watched.
Okay. So first I'll have to remember what did I watch? Okay. So what was it? Oh yeah, now I remember. It was the third series of Harry Potter movies, The Prisoner of Azkaban. So, in that movie, Harry was taken to Hogwarts for his third year, and there he started receiving some death threats from an anonymous person, and his friends are trying to save him from that death threats, and they try a lot. They meet many means obstacles. They meet many monsters in their way, and at the end, it is revealed that Harry's friend Ron, he had a pet named Scabbers. So
Mm-hmm.
the person who was sending the death threats was sending for Scabbers, but the letters just received, I mean the Harry received all those letters, so he thought that it was for them. So that's why it's the whole plot of the movie. And the pet Scabbers was actually a person who had just transformed himself into a rat, but at the end it is revealed that he was a bad person and he was the Voldemort, the main villain of the movie, and he tried to mm, frame the person who was sending the death threats. His name was
Mm-hmm.
Sirius Black. So he was trying to frame Sirius Black into like that he killed many people. So he wanted to send Sirius to the prison of Azkaban, the most dangerous prison in the Harry Potter world. So yeah, that's the whole story. And at the end, it is revealed that Sirius Black was the godfather of Harry, and he was trying to save Harry in this whole movie, and they just misunderstood Sirius Black. And at the end, Sirius is just taken out from the prison, and the truth is revealed. But unfortunately, Scabbers, whose name was Peter in the real life, he just flew away in a forest. So that's the whole story.
Okay. Did he leave the prison? I'm so sorry. Excuse me.
Hmm.
Did he leave the prison? Was he released or did he escape?
So he escaped and he came to Hogwarts to kill Scabbers, the pet. And
Mm-hmm.
that time the forces of the prison were trying to catch him, but Harry saved him and just sent him in a unicorn type of animal, and he just flew away to any place that was not revealed in the movie.
To some place, not any place,
Yeah, to
some
some
place.
place.
Yeah. So he uses Patronus, right?
Patronus? Oh yeah, expecto patronum. Yeah, to send
Yeah,
away the Death Eaters.
yeah, Death Eaters, exactly. I was just going to get to that. Brilliantly explained, very nice. Okay. I think you got a little overexcited over there for a second, but I don't blame you. I would be
Harry
too.
Potter is a great movie. Harry Potter,
Yeah,
the great
definitely.
series.